of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real.
Welcome to Knowledge for Knowledge, exchanging information with your host, Knowledge Ali. Today's topic, exploring the dynamics of traditional versus modern relationships. So we're going to discuss the pros and the cons of each, why traditional relationships worked back then and why they might not work now, how to merge elements from both to create a harmonious blend of the two, a detailed breakdown of what it truly means to go 50-50 in a relationship, the impact of cultural differences on the traditional and the modern relationship. So let's jump into these traditional relationships everybody be hollering about they want so much in this day and time. So, your traditional relationship often followed certain societal norms and roles. Typically, men were breadwinners and women were the homemakers, so to speak. The pros to that, it was stability and it was predictability, right? So. And then you also had the community support behind that, with the traditional relationship. It was a strong sense of community and family, as far as a support system. And then you had your extended families, people that live nearby that provided help. If you from the South, you already know we got extended families and we got cousins that we done made cousins. Shit like that. And then, the defined roles, it was less ambiguity in responsibilities. Each partner knew their duties and the expectations. Now, the cons of that was there was a lack of flexibility. The roles was rigid and that could at times stifle personal growth, and then the limited opportunities for women to pursue things like careers and, going to school and stuff of that nature. And then you got your gender equality, that falls up under these, inequality, not equality. It was a gender inequality back with the traditional relationship setting back then. Often, perpetuated gender stereotypes and the, like I say, inequality. Women had less financial independence. It was a limited personal freedom, less room for individual expression and career aspirations, the social pressure to conform to those traditional roles. Now, your modern relationship, that's applied to this day and times is more fluid with both partners, often sharing responsibilities and having the ability to, do other things like pursue careers and whatnot. So the pros of that would be the equality and partnership, it being a more balanced sharing of the responsibilities. Both partners contribute to the household. There is no gender role. Whatever need to be done, they get done. Then you have, the personal growth that fall up under this, the modern versus the traditional. Both partners, like I say, can pursue personal and professional goals. It's greater opportunities for self-fulfillment. Pretty much people coming together and working like a team as you should. without just saying, "Oh, you do this, I do that." Nah, we just do it. How about that? Like then you got your flexibility. With the modern versus the traditional. It's greater at adaptability. To changing. The circumstances and whatnot. And then you got the ability to renegotiate the roles as needed. That it's not nothing that's stuck. Or as far as being based by gender and whatnot. But the cons with that though, you got the ambiguity. It's the lack of clear roles that can lead to confusion and conflict. And then, you got the unclear expectations, which may cause a misunderstanding. You got the pressure that come with that. The high expectation for both partners, to excel in multiple areas, outside of just those traditional gender roles and whatnot. Um, Balancing things like a career, household, and personal life, yeah, that's gonna get stressful. You have way less community support with this modern way of doing versus the traditional. It's a weaker sense of community and family support systems, compared to the traditional setup. It's more of a reliance on external services for support with the modern way of doing things. So let's jump into why traditional relationships worked back then and why they might not work now. Due to like society, the societal and the economic factors, that made traditional relationship functionals in the past, but that also had limited career opportunities for women, with those reinforced traditional norms back then. But I mean, okay, yeah, you got the strong community ties that provided support and reinforced the norms. But with the changing of times and the shift in gender roles and economic independence and societal expectations, all that done changed the landscape of relationships. It's a lot more increased opportunities for women, and then greater emphasis on personal fulfillment and equality. And then you got the evolving societal norms and values. So it's some it's some okay. It's some advantages and some disadvantages to this modern relationship too, though. So like with your advantages, is you got your mutual respect, you got your support, you got the emphasis on partnership and mutual growth. Both partners support each other goals. You have your shared responsibilities. Both partners contribute to the household and the financial duties. For y'all in the back who be half-ass listening, I'm gonna say it again. With the modern, one of the advantages that a lot of people overlook and they want to complain about, or they want to modify and put that on somebody. This what it is. I did the research. So both partners contribute to the household and financial duties, okay? Like don't be trying to mix the modern and the traditional. I'm gonna show y'all how to do that in a minute though. But how y'all be remixing, y'all will fuck it up from time to time. So I got you though. Yeah, and then you got a more balanced workload. You got your emotional fulfillment, which is a greater focus on the emotional connection and communication. Stronger emotional bonds overall. Now, your disadvantages though, that role confusion. The roles will get confused. The lines are blurred. Navigating those shared responsibilities can be challenging. It's a lot of potential for conflict over the unclearness, if that's a word. I think I just probably made that shit up, so I'm gonna just say the unclear role or roles. Right along with another disadvantage of that is the high expectations. With balancing the career and household and personal life and all that shit stressful. For real. Like let's just be honest. And then the pressure to excel in these multiple areas too, like that's gonna cause a lot of conflict. You know, you're already gonna be frustrated because it's already gonna be a lot of weight bear down on you. So like that's one of them disadvantages. Another one would be is more opportunities for disagreement due to them shared roles, because it's probably gonna be one person that feel like, oh, you need to be doing it this way, and you're not really just letting them do it. You know, the need for constant negotiation and communication like that can wear you out, because you shouldn't have to talk about the same thing more than once. Like what already should be understood should need to be talked about. Now, like I say, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how to merge these two elements, though, the traditional and the modern. You got to find a balance. You know, you got to blend the traditional stability with the modern flexibility. Blend the traditional stability with the modern flexibility. That's going to create a partnership that leverages the strength on both approaches. You know, the communication, keep it open and honest. You know, and defining the roles and the expectations, and check in on the regular. You know, ensure both of y'all satisfied. You can customize the roles. You know, create roles that suit the unique needs and strengths of both of y'all. You know, each partner. The flexibility to adjust the roles as the circumstances arises. You know. With that being said, let's jump into the another thing I be hearing with this. Going 50-50 in a relationship, right? So, by definition, for those who don't know, going 50-50 means sharing responsibilities equally in terms of finances, household duties, and emotional labor. That's by definition. Don't argue with me. Argue with Webster and them, you feel me? But that's the definition. Like I said, going 50-50 means sharing the responsibilities equally in terms of finances, household duties, and emotional labor. I don't really like it being called 50-50. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Cause it's like this. Let's do the math on that shit, right? If I'm 100 over here and my partner over 100 over there, right? You know what I'm saying? She 100 over there, right? And we both giving 50-50. Don't that mean we both half-assing? If we gonna give anything, shouldn't we be giving all we got? Shouldn't it be 100 across the board? You feel me? I'm just saying, like, but the pros and cons to that, right? The pros, it promotes equality and the mutual respect. You know, the shared responsibility leads to a balanced partnership. But the cons, it can lead to conflicts if not managed well. You know, it's a potential for imbalance if one partner feels they are contributing more than the other. I got some tips, you know what I'm saying? Practice regular check-ins. I know the shit sound weird. Some must be like, man, I'm grown. Yeah, we grown. But do we really act like we grown? Like what's wrong with a check-in? You know, schedule regular discussions, you know, to ensure both partners feel the division of labor is fair, you know. Address any concerns or them imbalances like promptly. Like don't sweep that shit under the rug and then it become that little bit of dust become a whole dirt hill, you know what I'm saying? Your flexibility, you know, you gotta be willing to adjust the roles and the responsibilities as needed. Like, it don't really make no sense to get comfortable in the role, because what if something happen? You might have to pick up the slack. Or somebody might have to pick up the slack for you, or you might not be able to get the kids or whatever. You know, y'all got to be able to play off each other like a good spade partner with that one. Like I say, you know what I'm saying, you got to adapt to them changes of circumstances and needs. Support each other, you know, recognize and appreciate each other's contributions, you know, even if it's something small. Like that shit gonna go a lot. I mean, sometimes we gotta get rid of all them them expectations we got made up in our head that don't serve no purpose in reality. Along with that, provide emotional support and encouragement. Now let's jump into the the cultural differences in traditional and modern relationships, right? So we got traditional relationships across the cultures, right? Let's see what the culture is. We got the Western culture, right? Which the Western culture, they put emphasis on the nuclear family structures, clear gender roles with men as breadwinners and women as homemakers. You got your Eastern culture, that's a strong emphasis on extended family and community. It's a hierarchical structure with respect, for your elders and them traditional roles. Your African culture, that's gonna be community orientated with extended family involvement. You got gender roles often influenced by the cultural and tribal traditions. Now, your modern relationships across the culture, touching back on the Western side of things, the Western culture, it focuses on individuality, independence, and equality. Often open communication and negotiation of the roles. And in your Eastern cultures, they it's a gradual shift towards a more equality and shared responsibilities. They ain't got it just quite yet, but they working on it. They getting there. They trying to balance the traditional values with the modern expectations, right? So your African cultures, it's the blending of traditional community support with the modern partnership dynamics. It's an increasing emphasis on gender equality and personal growth as well. Now, navigating these cultural differences, though, communication. You gotta have an open dialogue about these cultural expectations and values. Understanding and respecting each other cultural background and just be flexible. Have that willingness to adopt and blend these cultural practices. Find a common ground and just, man, like, do some new shit, create some new shit, make something for y'all. How about that? Blend all that together, remix and make it work for y'all. You got your support systems. Leverage. Yeah, leverage on both of the traditional and modern support systems. Build a build a network that supports and respects cultural heritage while embracing modern values. So I'm gonna end it on that. We explored the dynamics of the traditional versus modern relationships. We highlighted the pros and cons of each. We discussed why traditional relationships worked in the past, and why it might not work or be as effective today. We examined the advantages and disadvantages of modern relationships. We considered, threw some considerations out there on how to merge elements, from both traditional and modern relationships, to try and create a balanced and fulfilling partnership, yeah, we delved into a little bit of the impact of the cultural differences on the relationship dynamics too, and provided a detailed breakdown of what it truly means to go 50-50 in a relationship. So yeah, take some time to reflect, on your own relationship dynamics, discuss with your partner how you can blend, the traditional and the modern elements to create a partnership that works for both of y'all. Consider the cultural influences that shape your relationship and how y'all can navigate them together, you know. Um, so yeah, share your thoughts and experiences with us on social media, Use them hashtags, join our community discussions, to learn from others and, share your insights. Um, If you have any questions or topics you like us to cover in the future episodes, feel free to reach out. You know, thank you, what I'm saying, for tuning in to this episode of Knowledge for Knowledge, exchanging information. We appreciate your time, and hope you found the discussion insightful and helpful. Stay connected. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Never miss out on the episode. Follow us on social media, for them updates and the behind the scene contents, and all the engaging discussions that be going on and whatnot. We look forward to continuing, this journey of knowledge and growth with you. You know what I'm saying? So final note, remember, when it comes to these relationships, it's a journey, and you gotta find the right balance, and that's gonna take time and effort. If not, you ain't willing to put no time and effort in it, and then how you expect for it to be worth it. So keep communicating, supporting each other, and striving for a partnership that brings out the best of both of y'all. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning.
Some of you niggas ain't